is my summer TBR. And while that might not seem like a lot of books to some very talented, very experienced reader, this is a very daunting challenge for me because I have school all year round. Now, sure, I do get the occasional summer break, but at my school, it's required that I take summer school to get enough credits to graduate. I did the math, and if I want to basically complete my entire reading list, I need to read one book a week for the next 10 weeks, which should be easy. Some of these books are really small, but I also have a whole bunch of books on Libby and Hoopla, so maybe it won't be easy. And I'm going away for 3 weeks. To make up for the lost time, I figured we would see how much I can read in a week. Today is Tuesday, June 2nd, 3rd, June 3rd. I don't remember. I'm hoping we can get 3 books done. So I decided the first book I'm going to read is obviously The Great Gatsby. It's the smallest book on this list. Oh, the list. So we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It's a classic. I don't need to tell you about it. Hawthorne Legacy by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's the sequel to The Inheritance Games. If you're not familiar with the Inheritance Games, our main character, Avery, basically inherits money from a really wealthy man after he passes away, and none of the family knows why, and he's very known for having elaborate games in his house. Her and his entire family basically have to solve the clues that the passed away wealthy man has given them to figure out why she's inheriting everything, and there is a love triangle. Death and Other Happy Endings. Basically, the main character is given a couple months to live, and she lives out her life doing fun things that she never got to do. We have Goodnight Strangers. This is one of my longest TBRs. Basically, we have twins, Lydia and Lucas, who live alone after their parents have passed away, and all of a sudden, some guy named Cole shows up and is claiming to be their long-lost triplet brother who passed away really early on in their lives. Baby B, aka Cole, is very, very creepy and is definitely not telling people the entire story. Maybe incest? It reads better than what I'm saying. Keeping on my streak with my John Green books, we have Let It Snow. Yes, it is the middle of summer. Yes, this is a winter book, but it's John Green, and the faster I get it over with, the faster I will be done reading all of his books. Fractured Past is about a lady who goes into the past and basically fixes things, finds people, and stuff like that, and while she does it, she's accompanied by a whole bunch of people, and I think this might be a romance. The next book on my list is a recent addition. Its name is Dig. Basically, Loretta and Malcolm are these super wealthy people who have multi-millions, and they are not giving any 5 of their grandchildren an ounce of their money until they become successful on their own, and eventually all the 5 grandchildren find their way back to where they originally came from and their grandparents, and are extremely confused and trying to solve mysteries as to why they are not getting their inheritance. It's very similar to the Inheritance Games. Look at that. Basically, Hazelthorne is a queer romance story following our main character, who has been adopted by the groundskeeper of this really big establishment. Well, Evander, our main character, cannot leave the house, cannot talk to the groundskeeper's grandson, and he can never go out into the gardens. He wants to know who killed the person who has adopted him into his family, and the only person who might know the answer is the groundskeeper's grandson. The groundskeeper's grandson. The last of my physical books, we have The God of Good Looks. The God of Good Looks follows Bianca, a freshly aspiring writer in Trinidad, who goes to work for one of her enemy Obadiah's writing company in order to give herself a boost, and because she goes to work for him, they end up getting extremely close and have to deal with class battles because Obadiah is wealthy and Bianca is not. I also have a couple of books on my ebooks, so I'll just put them on the screen. Anyways, I'm gonna take my book, The Great Gatsby. I'm already about halfway through it, and I'm just gonna finish reading for the day. I will see you later. Okay, so I've gotten to page 70, which is chapter 7, and I must say I liked The Great Gatsby a lot better when I was younger. Not that it's bad, it's just I'm thinking maybe I need to get a different copy of this. I don't know if you can see, but It's very tightly packed. The chapters start in the middle of pages. There's random spaces. It's very tightly packed. And I know it's to keep the book extremely small, but it's very hard to read. The story itself is pretty much fine, but yeah, I think I need to look into finding a new copy of The Great Gatsby. I think I'm going to possibly clean my room, and if I do, I'll listen to Thanks for Watching, but if I don't, I'll just get back to you, basically. Okay guys, I know I said I was going to bed, but I just couldn't put the book down. Hold on a second, let me fix the light. Okay, this is bad lighting, but I'm literally on the last chapter of The Great Gatsby, and this is the chapter that I remember loving so much. If you've ever read The Great Gatsby, you know how insanely crazy and jam-packed the last couple of chapters are. So I'm gonna finish reading this really quickly. I finished. I'm not like a avid classic reader, but The Great Gatsby has genuinely been one of my favorite books. I'm going to rate it a 3.25 strictly because I did not like reading it on this book, but the overall story and the overall like theatricness of it and the narration of it, I would give probably 4 stars. So anyways, I read The Great Gatsby. I'm so excited. That is one book down. I think the next book that we are going to read is, I don't know, I just have a taste for Goodnight Stranger or Hazelthorn. I think the next book I'm going to pick up is Goodnight Stranger. This book has been in my rotation for close to 5 years. Currently, I'm about halfway through. I'm on page 132. It's been really just like family drama and our main character feeling like she's stuck at home, even though she wants to explore the world and leave the tiny little island that she's on. I'm about to go to sleep, so I don't want to read about people getting stalked while I'm trying to sleep, but I do want to get one more chapter out, and then I think I'm gonna watch The Great Gatsby on my iPad. If I can find The Great Gatsby, I'm gonna watch The Great Gatsby tonight while I wait for my boyfriend to get home. Let's get reading. Okay, so I'm out here in my beautiful lawn. It is a beautiful day outside. It's actually extremely hot. We're going to finish Goodnight Stranger. Well, finish is a strong word. I want to get like another third of the way through. Currently, I'm about halfway through the book. It's turning out really good so far. I might switch locations if it gets too sunny and too hot. Let's get reading. So I'm literally sat here in my room and I'm updating my reading journal. I wanted to show you some new additions that I added to my reading journal and update it with you. So of course we have our title spread and our 26 and 2026. I can actually cross this one off. Boom, look at that. I actually finished. We're gonna use this beautiful, not this one, this beautiful like dusty mauve color. Look at this. That is so pretty. We're gonna use that and we're gonna put it on June 3rd. This was a classic, which means we get to unlock a new color and do yellow. I added this little tip in for my summer reading and I'm so excited. So let me show you what I can add. Is The Great Gatsby. Check. It's come to my attention that I've never wrote The Great Gatsby in, so we're gonna do that really quickly. So The Great Gatsby, in case you don't know, follows a love triangle between Jay Gatsby and Daisy and Daisy's wife Tom Buchanan. I can do book to film because The Great Gatsby was a book and it is a film now. Let's fill in our tracker. This is our first classic. Oh my. Good morning, girls and guys and everything in between. It is Friday. I spent the last hour reading Goodnight Stranger. Goodnight Stranger. The main character Lydia, I really do sympathize with her. There's a lot of I feel like she really exemplifies the older parent sibling dynamic, how a lot of the older siblings end up being a sibling to, or a parent to their younger siblings, especially because her parents died when she was 20 after dealing with a loss of their son. And you see how that never kind of like heals. Every story that Lydia is told from her neighbors and from the people in the town is basically, oh yeah, well, your brother died and your parents never got over it, but they were trying to hide it from you and they made everybody else around you hide it from you too. Cole, which is the antagonist of the story, they try to make Cole seem like a smooth Casanova, like, oh my god, I'm terrified of him, but at the same time, he's delectable. He's not delectable, he's just creepy. From the moment he showed up, okay, I will admit, the first like 3 chapters of him being there, I was like, oh, okay, like, maybe he's not like such a bad guy. But then he just gets creepy. It's not even like a, oh, he's hot and creepy at the same time. He's literally a power control. He is literally being so abusive. He's talking about how he's stronger than her so he can do whatever he wants to her. That's not hot, dude. And this guy named Trent, what is his name? His name is Tuck. His name is Tuck, like tuck you into bed. And they called him Oz for the first like couple of chapters of the book because they didn't know his actual name, and I think they should go back to Oz. Oz is a much better name than Tucker. Backhand swing round off Tuck. What is going on? Okay. You know what? And it's really irking me that the main character's name is Lydia, her brother's name is Lucas, and their parents just decided to name the one baby that was like probably not going to survive Colin. Like, really, you just made it known that Colin was the favorite child from birth. Not to be like negative of death or anything, but like from a young age, it just seems like Lydia was really not the favorite child. That's kind of where my thought process is at this point in time. I'm so close to being done with this book and I'm so excited. I also wanted to, like, I was just looking at my Fable because I went to update my reading stats so I know where I left off basically. And might I just tell you, I was low-key correct, okay? September, I read 9 books. What was I doing that 1 month of September where I was reading 9 books? Because it seems like I can barely get 1 book now. You know what? It was probably not that econ homework because I failed that econ. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go clean my bathroom. I'm going to listen to the new audiobook of Half His Age. It's 5 hours, 11 people are rating. I'm gonna try and get this done within like the next 2 days, basically. So I'm gonna listen to the audiobook while I clean my bathroom, and you guys are gonna come with me while I clean my bathroom. Okay, let's talk about it. I just thought everything was so convenient. Like, they found out so much information about what was happening conveniently, and everything was just too connecty for me. And they kind of wrote it off as, oh, well, it's a small town, so obviously everybody knows this information, which is fine. I'm not opposed to that. And Lucas, my guy, I know he's meant to, they infantilized him so hard, which is the point of the book, so I can't complain too hard, but anyways, 3.5 stars. Let's go ahead and pick my book for the next read, and I think what I'm gonna do is it's gotta be Hazelthorn. I have already tabbed off where I'm going to read, so this is about 5 days worth of reading. It's Hazelthorn. I'm thinking I'm gonna love this book so much. I loved C.G. Drew's other book. I'm at the bus stop. We're ready to go. Okay, so today is Monday. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what has been going on. I've been reading Hazelthorn by C.G. Drew's. Hazelthorn follows Evander, who is basically perpetually stuck inside of the Hawthorne house by this old guy who's taking care of him but never really seems to really care about him. His parents died tragically in a car accident when he was younger, and his best friend and also another ward of the house, which is actually the owner of the house's grandson, tried to kill him when he was younger, and all of a sudden the grandfather ends up dying, leaving him the house and not his grandson. And also, who killed his grandfather? I am currently 48 pages in. It's actually getting pretty good. It's pretty bingeable. Tomorrow my check-in will be at 100 pages. I'm hoping to get about 200 done. I wanted to talk to you about some of the books that I read. Hold on, let me go turn on my lamp. So in addition to reading Hazelthorn, which is what I'm currently working on, I finished Goodnight Stranger. I thought Goodnight Stranger's plot was very well written. Well, it was a fun thing to read. I did feel like sometimes it was dragging on and there wasn't a lot of things happening because there really wasn't. What are you gonna do on a small town? It was fun to read. I was literally sat there anxious the entire time, so maybe not so much fun. I believe the author was trying to go for an anxious feel. The main character was anxious the entire time. It was very scary though, I must say, like not in the sense that like it was a horror book, but in the sense of there's real people like this out in the world. Like there's real people who want to steal your memories and who want to replace you, and that's really scary. I also read Half His Age by Jeanette McCurdy. This is her second book ever after her memoir. It was pretty good. I was very satisfied with it. I gave it a 4-star. I thought that the ending was pretty satisfying, and it was really creepy to think that things like this actually do happen and that adults are like this without boundaries. You mean to tell me your wife offers to host dinner for your student who you've maybe talked about once or twice in passing, and you agree? Like you're like, oh yeah, let's invite my student over for lunch. That's such a good idea, honey. That's just a little bit weird. It seems like your wife kind of set you up for that. I'm not gonna lie. Like your wife kind of was trying to catch you being a pedophile. So Half His Age follows Waldo and Mr. Corgi. Mr. Corgi is her 40-something-year-old teacher who is married and has a child, and Waldo is a 17-year-old girl who has a shopping addiction and uses sex and erotic tendencies to get her way and sort of fit in amongst the crowd. She is immediately infatuated with Mr. Corgi when she meets him, and she spends the entire book trying to get into his good graces and become his other woman purely on sexual desire on her end and his end, I guess. It is such a great character study of you want what you can't have until you have it, and you don't want what you currently have. So yeah, that's what I'm currently reading. I'm home. I'm gonna read until I get tired. We're continuing our Hazelthorn book because it needs to be done by tomorrow in order for me to finish or add on to the challenge. And then when I get tired, I will take a nap. Okay, so Hazelthorn, I am currently 140 pages in, and it's getting actually kind of good. Like Goodnight Stranger, I feel like this book does a very good job of making you anxious along with the main character. There's this new character, Oleander, which is the caretaker's sister, who is kind of upset about not getting the inheritance. I tossed on a cotton shirt because the other one is made out of polyester and I could not breathe. Going back to the book, I want to talk about Oleander. She is seen as another antagonist besides Laurie, the grandson, to Evander, and she's really creepy. She's doing creepy things, but the things that she's saying, she's like way too close to Evander. She just met him. She views him as a specimen. Like it seems almost predatory, and I'm not saying it's a sexual predatory, but it is very predatory and I don't like it. That being said, I think I could probably finish the book by tomorrow. This book is so like thought-provoking, I would say, and kind of dark and heady and also a little bit graphic. I would say that it definitely has some graphic undertones. They vividly describe somebody's tendon getting ripped out of their arm by somebody's teeth and the feeling of the tendon wriggling in that person's mouth. Good morning, and by good morning I really mean good night because it's actually 9 p.m. While I've been hunkering down in my basement, I did finish Hazelthorn. It was really good. I gave it 4.5 stars. I thought the ending was so good. I'll just read you my rating right now. This book is one like no other. I am a fan of the author, and I thought Don't Let the Force In was going to be the top tier for me, but this is just on another level. The foreshadowing is incredible. You think you know what's happening, but there's realistic twists and turns keeping you on your feet. Evander and Laurie's relationship is so admirable. While I wouldn't call this a true enemies to lover, it is definitely a similar dynamic that is so distinct to the book that it is entrancing. I will say that one thing I didn't enjoy was the body gore and horror, but when I say that, I don't mean that is in an ignorant way. I mean it as a compliment. The gore is so well written and feelings evoked that I was literally gagging along with the characters and shuddering at mentions of bodily horror. I really enjoyed Hazelthorn. Also continuing very passively, like I'm just gonna read like 10 pages a day until the end of the summer. Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. And in case you didn't know, today is the last day of my little challenge to see how much I can read in a week, and I can confidently say I read 3 books this challenge, which is pretty good considering I did not read every single day, and I'm also a very slow reader too. Hi guys, I just realized I never finished the outro at all. I don't know, I just never recorded the outro, so I'm gonna do it now. If you are at this point in the video, I just want to say thank you so much. I know this was a longer one, and I typically try and keep my videos shorter. I am still on hiatus at this point in time. I hope to be returning to actually making content in August, but I do have pre-recorded videos that are going to be going out probably on a schedule starting in, I want to say, July. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, comment down below, you know, ring the bell, put the notification like all the YouTubers say. It helps me out a lot, and it brings me a lot of joy knowing that people enjoy my videos. Anyways, I enjoyed this challenge so much, and I can confidently say I read 2 more books after this challenge because it is currently July. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!